Okay, we're going to look at LaFountain School. If you sometime want, I've got about 80 slides at LaFountain School, but tonight we're only going to get just a few of these. This was printed by M.D. Callahan of Marion, and it was very popular to advertise whatever you were going to, either a business or a school. And look, you could send it for 1 cent stamp. So that's a whole lot different than it was. The addition to the school was over on this side. You remember the gym? I thought that was a pretty good gym. I went to school at Banco, and we played volleyball in a half gym. And this gym was pretty good. They always liked to have Banco come down because they always won. So LaFountain was really good that night, okay. All right, and then after the fire and the new building, and congratulations to this community who said, we want a school here. And you went to work to get sure that you got that done. So it shows that when people work together, they're able to accomplish things that they might not have otherwise done. So we want you to know that. The present building was erected in 5th K through 5. Now guess what? I made this before the last school board decision. So it's going to be different if your children are what age now? 5th and 6th, okay, and the rest of them are going to Southwood. So change is inevitable, change always comes. In December 1961, the flames covered the town and shocked people. We live up on the hill, and I looked out the window and I go, what is going on? And by the time we got around to look, everybody else was looking too. I don't think many people got much sleep during that particular time. Brought new experiences. They went to other schools. And I have to tell you about my daughter who went to Somerset. My middle daughter never knew a stranger. And for some reason, Somerset kids and LaFountain kids were not to play on the playground together. And she just could not figure that out. So every day she'd aggravate the teacher, and at the end of the week I got a phone call. Said, Mrs. Rapp, will you please tell Marlene she has to stay on the LaFountain side of the playground? And I said, you know, I think I'm going to have problems with that because they go to church with somebody else and they go to 4-H with somebody else. So you deal with it. I'll try it here at home, but I'm not going to tell her to stay away from her friends. So that's a part of what happened there. The town board heard the things, and then they got the grade school back. Okay. Here we see that the school served for lots of purposes. How many of you played ball on that ball thing? Okay. Lots of you. I see your hands up there. And moms took their knitting along. I took my grade cards and filled out the grade cards while I was watching my kid play ball. So that was a part of it. We even had a bicycle rodeo here at one time. Okay. I can't imagine anybody in LaFountain that didn't like basketball. It was one of those big things. And if you look back on the wall, you can see LaFountain 1953, 54 was a pretty important time of year. And so you'll see it here too. And there isn't a soul that hasn't lived in LaFountain for a long time that doesn't know who that coach was. And he was very vocal about what he had to say, so that's fine. I'll move on.